Well, and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, let's talk a little bit about Cadillac, because Cadillac has done something that it's never done before. It's outsold itself in China, meaning that they sold more Cadillacs in China in the month of April than they sold here in the United States. When you think about China and General Motors, you always think about Buick, but apparently Cadillac is now coming to the top of the heap as far as the sales in China, as China still is the market leader for sales around the world. Next up on the list, Volkswagen and the whole diesel scandal cars are back in the news. But for something a lot more interesting. Remember those old diesel scandal cars that they were told by the government not to actually sell anymore? So they got a bunch of these brand new diesel cars, 2015 model year, that have been sitting around on the lot for a couple of years. And just in the early part of April, got the green light to sell these vehicles again. And diesel cars for Volkswagen for the month of April were 12% of their sales. 12% may not sound like a lot, but that's huge for a little niche market like diesels are. This is pretty interesting, at least to me. It really shows that maybe Volkswagen should rethink that whole ditching diesels entirely to go with entire EV lineup to replace all their diesel vehicles, because apparently the Volkswagen clientele don't care that they cheated in the whole scandal situation. They just really love those diesel automobiles. So it'll be impressive to see what an entire month of May may have as far as sales before all those 2015s are already gone. Next up on the list, Honda took their brand new hot rod Civic Type R to the Nordschleife Loop circuit of the Nürburgring and set a brand new front-wheel drive record. The record is now 7 minutes, 48.30 seconds around the ring, which is a pretty impressive run nonetheless. Apparently there's going to be a lot more folks trying to come after them for that front-wheel drive record. And this is not just a European spec-only machine like the last version was. This Type R is for the world. It's going to be the same vehicle you can buy anywhere on the planet. And a weird little side note, according to the folks over at TopSpeed.com, apparently there's a fella or a lady on Craigslist who is selling their brand new Civic Type R that they've yet to receive delivery on, but have claimed that they've already laid down a big deposit with their local Honda dealership and are getting one of the brand new ones. They're selling it on Craigslist for $85,000. You heard me right, 85 grand. It harkens back to the old days. Remember when the PlayStation 3 first came out? People were staying up at the store to get their hands on one of these machines. I saw a ton of those the day those things come out sell on eBay. One of them sold for near $12,000. Another one sold for over $8 grand. The whole time me thinking, why don't they just wait a handful of months? You're going to be able to get one for the regular price of $300 to $400. So it's a weird deal, but it'd be interesting to see if this person's going to sell that brand new Civic Type R before they actually get their hands on it. Next up on the list, speaking of the Nordschleife Loop circuit of the Nürburgring, Porsche took the brand new 911 GT3 to the Nordschleifer and set a brand new record for that machine. 12.3 seconds quicker. It now did a lap in 7 minutes, 12.7 seconds. That's getting around hypercar territory, which is pretty impressive for this high-end sports car. So, pretty impressive piece of kit from the folks over at Porsche. Cannot wait to see what that new GT3 version, RS version, is going to do around the Nordschleifer Loop. Once they actually redo that machine, it's going to be pretty impressive indeed. Speaking of impressive, this brand new Ford Raptor is a pretty impressive piece of kit. Listen to the technology that is just in the transfer cases. It's got several clutches inside of the transfer case that can actually divert torque front to rear or lock it depending on what setting you're actually in. Now the transfer case itself comes in 6 different modes. You've got normal, sport, weather, mud and sand, Baja, and a rock crawl situation. Now, if we focus on the normal and sport, you can either do this in 2-wheel drive high or four-wheel drive auto high, which will actually divert torque front to rear, and they're usually going a big bias to the rear end to make this thing a very sporty drive indeed. Now you can go with the 4 auto high in the weather mode, the way if it's raining or snowing or something like that, that's what that machine can actually do. Now you go with 4-wheel drive high locked if you're in Baja mode or mud and sand mode. And of course, if you're in rock crawl mode, you're in 4-wheel drive low. This is a pretty impressive piece of kit, including 3 different settings as far as the steering is concerned as well. It comes in normal, sport, and comfort. Comfort is the most interesting of them because that's in rock crawl mode and Baja mode, where it doesn't send a lot of the shock waves for the steering bouncing back and forth through the steering wheel itself. I have to say this Raptor is a pretty impressive piece for being only 50 grand, as the local dealership just outside Motor Cars HQ has already sold a pair of these brand new Raptors. And other than a 10 grand over the top price, as they're calling a market correction is what they were calling it, you can still order one of these for $50,000, and it is a pretty impressive piece for just 50 grand of your monies. Pretty neat piece, and if you want to know more about that, I've got the video up on the Facebook page. Hit the link down in the show notes. You can get a lot more information about that brand new driver settings mode. And last up on the list, just to reiterate again, if you want to go see Top Gear America filmed out in Las Vegas, you can hit up the link in the show notes. It'll take you over to the Facebook page, and you can look up for ApplauseStore.com. Put in the code, the promo code SAHR, SAR, and you can get free tickets to go down and check this deal out if you want to see some of the filmings that happen in the 3rd week in May. But you can check out all the times what they may still have available, and check it out there at ApplauseStore.com. Promo code SAR. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about on this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.